Vamos a dar todos una calurosa bienvenida a que estamos en España a Mason.
Hello guys, welcome to another short special edition on Pious Football, where I bring you the latest in transfer news. We discuss tactical analysis of games on this channel, and also we talk about pertinent issues around football that you are not likely to hear on mainstream sports media. Now let me just go right in and start my first story this evening at the camp of Getafe and Mason Greenwood. Remember that Getafe signed Mason Greenwood on a deadline day after several clubs declined to sign the player. He had a lifeline as the Spanish team offered him that chance to kind of reignite his career. And then he's been actually having a very fun time in Spain. He was unveiled, I think yesterday. He had his first training session. It was kind of fun seeing the fans at the stadium to welcome him, and also signing autographs and seeing him smile. Interestingly, his girlfriend, the woman at the center of the whole controversy, who was the first to actually announce to the world that Greenwood had physically assaulted her, was at the stadium to support her man, which is quite interesting. That the woman who is being victimized, supposedly being victimized, is still in love with a guy, and they are back together. They are planning to get married. They have a child together. And people who have not even seen Mason Greenwood before are still angry with the player. This is a clear case of someone crying more than the bereaved or something like that. But it's good to see Mason back in training, playing football. Hopefully, after the international break, we'll have a chance to see him play for Getafe and do well. So we wish Getafe and Mason Greenwood all the best here on Pious Football. Now, my second story is about Manchester United share price plummeting since yesterday on the New York Stock Exchange. Remember that the market opened on Monday, and as usual, the trading began, and unfortunately for Manchester United, the share price plummeted by somewhere around 20%, totaling about £600 million drop in the share value of the club. Mind you, United is valued on the New York Stock Exchange at around £3.5 billion. Now, the whole issue is that it was reacting based on rumors that Manchester United may not actually be for sale. The rumors actually came from sources in the UK that the Glazers are sort of trying to put United off the market again, that they have changed their mind about selling the club. Mind you that the share price of Manchester United started rising as rumors that Sheikh Jassim would actually buy the club from the Glazers. And of course, the people who own the shares at the club, started, propping up their shares in anticipation for a huge bid coming in from Sheikh Jassim. So it means that when the sale of the club is completed, their shares are actually going to be bought at a higher price. It's going to rise more than the share value, and they're going to make profits. So as the news came in that the manager, the owners are not actually trying to sell the club, and that they were just testing the waters. Supposedly, that's the rumor, is that they were just testing the waters because they felt that, after the sale of Chelsea, the euphoria around, buying a Premier League club, they felt that, and you remember that New York Dallas Cowboys was sold for somewhere around $7 billion US. So they were anticipating to, that, the craze around Manchester United would generate more bidders and more money and more bids coming in, and that they will probably get the same price, around $7 billion for Manchester United. But unfortunately for them, the situation turned out differently. Only 3 people were serious about, buying Manchester United, and out of the 3, only 1 was interested in a full sale, 100%. That was Sheikh Jassim, and even he was not interested in buying more than 5 billion, paying more than 5 billion for Manchester United. He said, according to sources, that United is valued around 3.5 billion US. So if he is going to, buy the club from the Glazers, he will go as far as 5 billion US and use the remaining 1 billion, which tops up to 6 billion, for transfers and redeveloping Old Trafford and Carrington. So that was the plan. That is the plan that the Sheikh actually offered to the Glazers, but the Glazers were adamant that they wanted 6 billion, at least 6 billion US, and Sheikh was not having it. So I mean, it was a standstill. It's still a standstill. The rumors are that the Glazers want to take United off the market. They believe that in the club has the potential to have to grow in terms of price on the stock market. They believe that United has a great future ahead, and that sporting success on the field will generate more income, plus more revenue coming from sponsorship. They believe that 5 years from now, maybe they will reevaluate the situation and put the club back on sale. So the rumors of all these things actually caused a panic, and people who had United shares started dumping them, and that caused a plummet in the price of United at the stock on the stock exchange, and that has resulted in this almost 11-year drop in share price on the stock market. So what does this all mean to the Glazers? I don't know. For me personally, I think that they don't really care about this. If anyone who is business savvy and knows about the stock exchange, I'm not really good with that, but the little I read shows that the market will correct itself, that prices plummet and they rise all the time based on based on speculations on like the rumor that just came out that the Glazers want to take United off the market. So I mean, they plummet, but they will soon correct themselves with time, and then they will rise. They might not rise to the height of the 24 I think 24, is it 24 dollar per share that they rose to, now that they have plummeted to somewhere around 20 or 19. Basically, I think that overall it's not something that the Glazers will be worried about, and I don't think that Manchester United fans will be particularly worried about the plummet in the share price of Manchester United, more than the fact that the team is not going to be for sale again, which actually generated a lot of optimism among the fans. Now, the shareholders of Manchester United, on the other hand, will be reeling and very angry that this rumor is kind of affecting their share price in their investment in Manchester United. My next story is about the release of Ballon d'Or nominees. It's exciting. Everyone is talking about it on social media. The French football magazine, who are the originators of the Ballon d'Or, actually released their list of nominees for the winner. That will be announced somewhere in, I think, early December or somewhere thereabout, if I am correct. Of course, topping the list are the usual suspects. Erling Haaland is there after winning a treble with Manchester City. He is there with a record goals of about 60 goals overall last season. And also in the list, we have 36-year-old Lionel Messi, who won the World Cup with Argentina in Qatar. So, of course, he has to be there. And then a host of other players, in Kylian Mbappe, who played in the World Cup final, scored a hat-trick. Of course, I believe that he's someone who should have been, who should be considered, by the, the voters. Okay, so I mean, Kylian Mbappe in there, he had a fantastic season with, PSG and a fantastic World Cup. Mind you, Haaland was not at the World Cup, so I mean it's going to count against him when in a World Cup here. We are going to consider a lot of the players who played in the World Cup and their performances. So for me, I think Mbappe is the best of both worlds. So I mean, for that, I think that he deserves the award. But of course, Lionel Messi also in the PSG team, he underperformed that season in the league, but he did very well by winning the World Cup in that tournament. So let's see the suspects. I think the top three definitely is going to be Kylian Mbappe, is going to be Lionel Messi, and then Erling Haaland. But many are tipping Erling Haaland to win the Ballon d'Or. But some also wish that Messi, at 36-year-old, would actually win. I think he will be the oldest player to have won the award. So let's see what happens. I mean, also there are other nominees also, as well. A lot of Manchester City players in there. I think you have Rodri in there, Gundogan in there, Bernardo Silva in there. I think a defender where this Portuguese Ruben Dias is in there. Conspicuously missing is Marcus Rashford for Manchester United, but Onana is in there. Onana is there because of his exploits with Inter Milan in the Champions League last season. And then I think also we have a very I think Kevin De Bruyne also in there. Yeah, Kevin De Bruyne is in there. And then a host of players in the Premier League were not selected, aside City players, and I think Martin Odegaard from Arsenal. A lot of the players from in the EPL were neglected, were bypassed, and then a lot of players from the Spanish league are in that nomination. African players also represented. I mean, we have Victor Osimhen in there. We have Mohamed Salah. Like I said, Andre Onana is in there. I think the Sevilla goalkeeper, who has just gone to the Saudi league, Bono is in there. The Moroccan is in there. And then I think who else is there? The African players, I think Osimhen, Mo Salah, Bono, Onana. I think so. 4 African players representing in there. So I mean, it's all good. It's all good. I think there's also the Lev Yashin Award, which is the award for the best goalkeeper. So Onana in there. They have Bono in there. They have I think who the City goalkeeper Ederson is in there. So I mean, it will be interesting to see who wins the award. I think Emiliano Martinez from Argentina is also in there because of his exploits at the World Cup. So I mean, let's see who wins who wins what. And then I think there is also what we call the Copa Awards. The Copa Awards is for an award for the best under 21 footballer on the planet, and so the nominees are there. Jude Bellingham is leading the race in that category, and then we have Rasmus Højlund from Manchester United in there as well, and then we have Pedri. I think Pedri is in there as well, and then 1 or 2 other young talents across the globe. Jamal Musiala from Bayern Munich is in there, so it's going to be interesting. But I think that this time around, Jude Bellingham is clearly going to be the winner of this award and inherit the trophy that Gavi from Barcelona won last season. Also, I want to talk about a bit of unveilings going on. Manchester United unveiled Amrabat today. A lot of the players who were signed on deadline day actually doing their unveiling today. Amrabat is there. He was unveiled by Manchester United. Ten Hag spoke about the fact that, you know, he's happy to have him, and that, you know, he's been wanting a number 6 for a while, and that he wants a player who can be able to defend and attack box to box at the same time. So I mean, Sophie Amrabat is very exciting for United fans. Many United fans were praying for this transfer to happen. It's happened, and hopefully he's going to be in there to try and help Casemiro in that midfield. Remember, Manchester United are kind of a bit weak in midfield after the injury to Mason Mount. So let's see how Amrabat will fit in the Premier League with Manchester United. Also, another transfer, another unveiling, I think, was Sergio Ramos was unveiled before 35,000 fans. Sevilla, he was reduced to tears coming back home to the club that he left for Real Madrid. He said he was going to come back because of a promise he made to his father and his grandfather. So it's kind of glad, I'm kind of happy to see that Ramos is back to his you know, his hometown club. And also a bit of transfers. Eric Bailly has left Manchester United finally to Besiktas. He signed a very short permanent deal with them, 1 year until 2024, June 2024. So obviously Besiktas are a bit worried about his injury situation. So they want to use 1 year to assess him. If he does well and he plays, I think, you know, much of the games, it might be in his contract that if you play a certain number of games, then we'll give you an extension of this contract. So I'm happy for Eric Bailly. Besiktas are a good club in Turkey, probably going to play in Europe as well. So I wish him all the best. He released a statement to the fans of Manchester United expressing his joy and his appreciation for what the fans have done for him. And so, I mean, great move for Eric Bailly in there. I mean, we thought he was going to go to Saudi Arabia, but I'm happy for him that he's ended up at Turkey, which is a very competitive league as well. And also Marco Verratti, surprisingly, Marco Verratti making a move to the Qatar League, you know, joining a club called Al Arabi. Very surprising. I thought, you know, Marco Verratti still has what it takes to compete at the highest level, you know. So this transfer sort of baffles me, but you know, at a point he was wanted by a Saudi club, but you know, I think there must be something that we are missing about Marco Verratti. Maybe he has injury issues that we don't know about, because currently it looks really weird that, you know, Marco Verratti is joining a Qatar club, you know. So I mean, anyway, we wish him all the best. He's been successful in PSG for a long time. Could have won the Champions League, but you know, unfortunately they couldn't win the 2019 final that they played against Bayern Munich. So I mean, all the best to Marco Verratti. I'm sure that this means an end to his international collapse. I mean, because you can't play in Qatar and play for the Italian national team. So I mean, let's see what happens. And then another move that I want to end this episode with is the move about Demarai Gray. Those of you who watch the EPL, you know Demarai Gray plays for Everton. He's finally made a move to also join Al Ittifaq. Al Ittifaq, the Saudi club coached by Steven Gerrard, where Jordan Henderson and Fabinho are. So I mean, yeah, so good move for him, I think. I mean, Demarai Gray, not really someone that top clubs in the EPL will be interested in. And he's had his run in the EPL. Maybe he feels he needs a change in environment. He wants to end his career with some money in his account to secure his future. So, I mean, going to Saudi Arabia to play for Al Ittifaq, you know, you already have familiar faces in the club, in the league as well. It's becoming a very top league nowadays. So, I mean, good move for Demarai Gray. We wish him all the best. Thank you very much for staying with me. As always, I will say that you should always try and hit the subscribe button. Subscribe if you have not subscribed and you are watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Get daily updates anytime that I upload a video. Let me like the video as well. Important for me that you like the video. Then let me see your comments. I want to see your comments, guys. Let me see your comments. Thank you very much for staying with me. Bye.